$81 million. Gone. Vanished from a secure bank account in just 3 hours. No guns, no masks, no getaway cars, just code. It was one of the boldest bank heists in modern history, a digital robbery so sophisticated that it nearly brought the entire global banking system to its knees. And the target wasn't in New York, London, or Tokyo. It was in Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh. This is the story of the Bangladesh Bank Heist, the cyber attack that shocked the world. The Bangladesh Bank is the country's central bank, its heart of finance. Like most central banks, it holds foreign reserves in US dollars through an account at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. In 2016, that account contained close to $1 billion, money meant for international trade, debt payments, and national development. Access to that money was governed by SWIFT, the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. SWIFT is the global messaging system banks use to send payment orders. It's trusted, heavily encrypted, and used by over 11,000 financial institutions. Or at least, everyone thought it was safe. Somewhere in early 2015, a group of unknown hackers began quietly mapping the global banking system. They didn't break in overnight. They studied for months. Investigators believe the operation started with a spear phishing email sent to Bangladesh Bank employees. One click, one malicious attachment. That was all it took. The malware slipped through antivirus defenses and gave the attackers access to the bank's internal network. Once inside, they waited. For nearly a year, the hackers watched, learning exactly how SWIFT transactions were made, who approved them, and when staff went home for the night. They even installed keyloggers to record every password typed on the bank's computers. This wasn't a smash and grab. It was a masterclass in patience and precision. February 4th, 2016. A Thursday night in Dhaka. As the bank's employees left for the weekend, the hackers moved in. They used stolen credentials to log into the SWIFT system and began sending a series of transfer requests to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Each message looked legitimate, formatted exactly like a real SWIFT order. The hackers requested almost $951 million to be transferred to accounts in the Philippines and Sri Lanka. And for a moment, it worked. The Fed approved 5 transactions, totaling $81 million. The money was on its way out. But then, something unexpected happened. One of the fake payment requests was meant to go to a foundation in Sri Lanka called the Shalika Foundation. But in the SWIFT message, the hackers spelled it wrong. Shalika Foundation. That tiny mistake raised suspicion at Deutsche Bank, the intermediary handling the transfer. They flagged the transaction for manual review. By the time officials looked closer, the remaining transfers were halted. A simple spelling error prevented $1 billion theft. But the 81 million that did go through, it was already vanishing. The funds landed in accounts at the Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation, RCBC, in the Philippines. From there, it was withdrawn and converted into pesos through a series of exchange houses. Then came the perfect cover-up: casinos. In the Philippines, casinos weren't bound by the same anti-money laundering laws as banks. Within days, millions of dollars were washed through roulette tables and slot machines, making it virtually impossible to trace. CCTV footage later showed bags of cash being carried into VIP rooms. And then, nothing. The trail went cold. The moment Bangladesh Bank discovered the theft, they were in shock. "Our money is gone," That's how the governor learned about it, through a midnight phone call. Panic erupted. The Federal Reserve froze the remaining transactions, but it was too late for the 81 million. Within weeks, a global hunt was underway. The FBI, Interpol, and cybersecurity firms from around the world joined the case. Digital forensics revealed something bigger. The attack used tools and methods previously seen in another operation, the Sony Pictures hack of 2014. That hack had been traced back to a group known as Lazarus, believed to be linked to North Korea. Suddenly, this wasn't just a bank robbery. It was a state-sponsored heist. The same nation accused of nuclear tests and sanction evasion was now hacking the global financial system. The revelation shook governments and banks worldwide. If North Korean hackers could breach the Federal Reserve via Bangladesh Bank, what else was vulnerable? SWIFT immediately sent alerts to all its member banks, urging them to upgrade security systems. But for many smaller nations, that was easier said than done. Weeks later, another bank in Vietnam reported a similar attempt. Then Ecuador, then Chile. The attack on Bangladesh wasn't a one-off, it was a blueprint, and Lazarus was using it again and again. By 2018, the group had stolen an estimated $1.2 billion through cyber heists worldwide. Investigators pieced together the operation like a puzzle. Step 1, infiltrate the bank with phishing emails. Step 2, install malware to observe and collect credentials. Step 3, use those credentials to send fraudulent SWIFT messages during off hours. Step 4, route the money through accounts in countries with weak regulations. Step 5, launder through casinos and shell companies. The final step? Erase all traces. The hackers even deleted SWIFT logs inside the bank, so staff would see nothing unusual on their screens the next morning. It was meticulous, efficient, almost military in execution. Bangladesh Bank eventually recovered a small portion of the money, about $15 million, through court cases in the Philippines. But the rest? Gone. Likely laundered, spent, or used to fund other operations. The governor of Bangladesh Bank resigned amid pressure. SWIFT faced global scrutiny for its lack of early warning systems. Meanwhile, Lazarus was still active, shifting its focus from banks to cryptocurrency exchanges. In 2022, U.S. officials accused the group of stealing $600 million from the Axie Infinity crypto game. Same techniques, same precision, different currency. The world had changed, but the heist never really ended. The Bangladesh Bank Heist wasn't just a robbery, it was a warning. A warning that the systems we trust the most, banks, governments, even international institutions, are only as strong as their weakest link. A phishing email, a default password, a spelling mistake. That's all it takes to move $1 billion. Money used to be guarded by vaults and armed guards. Today, it's protected by firewalls and code, and those can be cracked by anyone with the skill and the patience. The hackers who stole $81 million from Bangladesh Bank proved that in the 21st century, you don't need a gun to rob a bank. You just need a keyboard. This is Data Heist, the dark side of data. Subscribe for more digital heists from the dark side of our connected world.